Let's talk about how to be more creative, even if you think that you aren't. I'm a firm believer that everyone has creativity within them, but some of us are maybe more naturally attuned to it and like tapped into it than others. But I believe so strongly that creativity is going to be what helps us solve a lot of the issues that our world is facing today. Creativity, it has given me such a deep level of fulfillment that I used to search for in things that would help me like fill a void within myself, whether it was substances or spending money, eating. I have a really bad sweet tooth, and the more I create, the less I consume of the things that don't serve me. And not saying that any of those things are like bad. Like some people can use without issues, consume things without issues. I can't. And creativity has really helped me connect back with myself. Creativity has helped me to stop trying to numb myself from my existence. It gives me an outlet to put energy into that I would want to burn up by like using substances. And I just think that we're so disconnected from our creativity because we're disconnected from feeling and from being in tune with what's happening within our bodies. We are, in our society, so conditioned and programmed to see the world through pure logic and rationality, and there's absolutely a place for those things, but we also have to live from a state of creativity at the same time that we're living from the rationality. Like there's a balance, there's a dance between the two. And it's us learning how to tap into both sides of our brain, the logical and the creative, because they're both so necessary. They're like, I just can't stress enough how much I think our world needs creativity. So I want to give you 5 ways that you can be more creative, even if you think that you are not. Number 1 is giving yourself time to unplug from all the electronics, from being in like close proximity with other people. And I know that's a privilege in some ways to be able to disconnect from that. But if you have anywhere that you can go to and be alone, even if it's just a corner of a room, if someone else is in it, just somewhere you can sit at least for a little bit by yourself. You have to give yourself time to let all of the distraction drop away and clear out of your field, if you will. And in that space, you can daydream, and ideas come from that space of stillness, of letting your mind go to places that it doesn't normally go. And you can even do this like wandering out about in the world around you too. But I think a really good way that I've tapped into my emotions and my desires, my creativity, is by asking myself, if I could have anything that I wanted, what would I really want? And I let myself go there. I let myself dream really big. Like, if by some chance it was possible, what would I want? And I've come to discover so much, like, I value freedom so much, and I want to continue building a life that allows me to have this kind of freedom. And you'll just, and from that space of like wanting freedom, that's where I've gotten a lot of ideas in building my business online, because to me there's no cap of like what you can, how many people you can reach and what you can do online. Like you have such a big expansive space to take up online, and to me that gives me freedom because it helps me build a life that I don't have to trade my time for money all the time, you know? So that is how I have let my feelings and my desires guide me. And that's tapped into my creativity because it gives me new ideas for how I want to run certain ways in my business, for places I want to go, for the kinds of people I want to connect with. I just allow myself to daydream. Act on the ideas when you have them. And a lot of times procrastination, if we're like new in creativity and like new in that journey of creativity, procrastination can be a very big obstacle. It's so common. So it's not out of the norm for you to experience that. If you started having ideas and then there's some resistance in you to taking action on them, you really want to, but you keep telling yourself, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And next thing you know, it's like weeks, months, years down the road. So you have to learn how to face the procrastination without productivity hacks, time management, organization tips, none of that. It's from like an internal state of us overcoming procrastination. But start small. Don't overwhelm yourself with the ideas. Like if you have an idea, maybe just write it down. That counts as creativity. I love journaling. It just helps me to get all of the thoughts out of my head and like into the world. And a lot of ideas come through that way, just by allowing myself to like dump my stream of consciousness onto paper. Or you can like type it in your notes app. It doesn't have to be that physical. Just in little ways, start to have a consistent creative practice. And it doesn't have to be good. Just allow yourself to make something. Make it shitty. You can make it better later. The next thing, to become more creative, you have to really decondition the shame around self-expression and the embarrassment, and allow yourself to feel safe in putting your words and your work and all of that out into the world. It can feel really scary because of the negative perception we have around rejection. Rejection a lot of times really isn't as bad as we like anticipate it to be, and even when it does feel bad, you end up learning that you're stronger than it. So like it's a necessary part of the process. But there was very likely something in our childhoods or our past at some point that told us it was bad or wrong to express ourselves. And we have to work through that. It's not a one-time thing. It happens over and over. But in that process of deconditioning the shame, letting those layers fall off of you, the true creative self that's already within you will start to develop and to grow. Because a lot of this is already within us. We just need to focus on it more, to let it express, to let it out. And that will translate into creative expression. And the last thing that I would say is very important for tapping into your creativity is reframing your beliefs around what you think is possible for you, learning how to develop a deeper level of confidence and trust in yourself and your creative ideas. And all of that will come from taking action. You can think about this stuff all day long, but it's not going to change within your body, within like the visceral feelings, within the nervous system, until you carry out the action and you start seeing the proof that, oh, you are capable. Oh, this is proof of creativity, even in little tiny bits. Like this is proof, it all adds up until one day you look back and there's this huge snowball of momentum and you're like, oh, I have been capable. I am doing a lot better than I thought I was doing. And it's a process of reflection as well, and gratitude. So I think those are some of the biggest ways that we can become more creative. Really, really following the feelings, I think, is one of the biggest things, because it doesn't have to be logical. It doesn't have to be rational. Creativity will come through us in a way that a lot of people don't understand, and sometimes we won't even understand it until we learn to trust the process more and more, and we start seeing the creativity come through, and we'll see maybe a general direction to go in, or you'll get hints that you don't like certain things, so that redirects you to something else. Creativity is so fun, and I think it's such a missing piece in our collective experience currently, and I'm just so passionate about talking about it and sharing with people how accessible it is and how it's within all of us. I have very much channeled my creativity through my painting. I paint cannabis-centered fine art. That's what I call it. I totally made that up. But if you haven't checked it out, I have a series of work called the Hollyweed Collection. It's inspired by the ladies that love to light up, and it's available on my website. The link is below. See you next time.